beginning, the Iberian Peninsula was inhabited by different tribes and kingdoms. Then, after wars in the Mediterranean, specifically the war between Rome and Carthage, Spain became heavily influenced by Rome, as Rome had won the war. Then it became one state in the Roman Empire, named Hispania, and was given to the Iberian Peninsula. However, once the Roman Empire fell, it gave way for more states and territories to inhabit the land. However, it was this destructuring of the Iberian Peninsula, which at the time was run by the Visigoths, which allowed most of the peninsula to be invaded by Islamic empires, and soon an Islamic caliphate called the Caliphate of Cordoba was created, which controlled most of modern-day Spain and Portugal. However, this would lead to one of the biggest and most important events in Spanish history, the Reconquista, which was when the Spanish and Portuguese launched major attacks fighting off the Muslim invaders, which have controlled their country, and after decades of fighting, they managed to kick them out. After this, the most important kingdoms of Spain, Castile and Aragon, united by the marriage of royals from both sides. After this, they invaded the Basque Country and others to form modern-day Spain. Christopher Columbus was then allowed and given sponsorship by the Spanish kingdom to explore all of the New World in search of potential colonies. And colonies they found. They controlled all of mainland Central America except for Belize, Cuba, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, and most of South America. They even controlled Florida, Texas, and most of southwestern coast of America. Many states such as the Viceroyalty of Peru, Rio de la Plata, New Granada, and of New Spain were also set up as puppet and colony states. Spain will then focus on the ethnic cleansing of the country by getting rid of Muslims and Jews, which were seen as invaders and penetrators of the country. Then by the time the Napoleonic Wars arrived, Spain was originally an ally of France. However, as time went on, relations grew cold and uncooperative. So when Napoleon invaded Spain, Spain's colonies started their wars for independence. Top generals such as Simón Bolívar and José de San Martín would eventually lead not just their own country, but surrounding ones to be independent from Spain. In 1873, the First Spanish Republic was founded but short-lived, as then the monarchy was restored, but then the Second Spanish Republic was formed in 1931. However, in 1939, World War II started. 3 years before, however, a civil war in Spain started between the Second Spanish Republic and the fascist nationalist group led by Francisco Franco. And so, by the start of World War II, it had ended with a fascist victory and Spain would remain out of the war, but lean on the side of the Axis and Germany. However, it didn't want to join the war because it had come out of a civil war, and two, joining meant fighting the British, which was its biggest oil trade at the time, so they remained neutral once again. Once World War II ended, Franco, the leader of Spain, found himself to be one of the last fascist dictators in Europe, and was often subject to trade embargoes which hurt the Spanish economy. Franco led Spain during the Cold War until his death in 1975. After he died, Spain restored the monarchy and became a democracy, and then joined the EU and NATO. Being an American ally and having trade more accessible, Spain had an economic boom. Currently, Spain is a good and wealthy nation. Today, modern Spain has around 46 million people in its country and an economy of $1.4 trillion, the 13th largest in the world. It has 120,000 active troops and 5,000 reserves, and 77,000 members of the Civil Guard. It's currently ranked 41st in military power around the world. 21 countries have Spanish as an official language. These are all independent countries that used to be part in Spain's colonial empire and all have large Spanish populations. Spain is the third most spoken language in the world. However, Spain has a lot of independence movements that are also attracting, which should be a hindrance to Spanish advancement. Spain also has 83 million tourists every year. In conclusion, Spain started off with the unification of different kingdoms and becoming a colonial empire built by a subjugated people who would fight back until Spain's empire would see the end. Now Spain is a well-off country with a lot going for it and also an equal amount of troubles rising.